Well, me and the family were hanging out on the riverbank on a lovely Sunday evening, and my tile guy showed up. So let's go get you guys an update on that and explain to you what he's going to do this evening. Not with me, but without me. We'll be here for a little bit longer enjoying the riverbank. There, Tyler, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great.
I think Tyler tried to sneak in on me and didn't think we were going to be here enjoying the riverbank, but I ordered this shower pan and this ramp for a walk-in shower, curbless if you will. These foam boards go on the wall, and the pan is only 48 inches wide, so we smashed it all the way. When I say we, I mean he smashed the pan all the way over against the ICF, because that is EPS. It is 100% waterproof. There's no reason to put waterproofing on that. But we have to fur out this wall all the way floor to ceiling, or should I say pan to ceiling, so that the foam board sets on the face of these 2x4s and actually goes down in this groove right here, because this thickness is the exact same thickness as that. So he's got to put 2x4s on here and then 1x's because we need an extra 3/4. Which also means we have to move Sir Todd's plumbing out, which is fine. We got with Todd. Todd said, I don't care where my plumbing is as long as you keep the centers and you get it out at the proper distance. So when I put the handles and everything on, it all ties together well. But I'm going to leave you guys with Tyler while I go spend more time with my family on the riverbank, because that's abnormal for me. Normally I'm doing what you're doing, and that's working. So you guys get to hang out with Tyler while he strips this out. And he may or may not get the foam board in today, but you can at least see his stripping process. I wanted to kick this time lapse off by letting you guys know all of the tile guys preferred to not be on regular camera. I think if I was able to be there and working with them each time they were at the castle working, which this entire video is tile work, tile work, tile work. So I think if I was able to be here whenever they were here, which was multiple days that I was not, they probably would have accepted it. However, you guys are going to have to watch a long time lapse of the tile work, because that's what ensured that this crew that I hired would do the work and continue to do a good job. So hopefully you guys enjoy. All right, what you guys see Tyler doing here on that bottom row is adding his last layer of thickness, which is a 3/4 inch 1x pine. He's screwing it to the face of his purlin, strappings, girders, whatever you guys want to call those things, to ensure that he's brought himself out to the actual distance he needs for that foam board to stick down into the actual pan. Well, it's drawing really, really late on a Sunday evening there, Mr. Tyler.
Yes,
And I still have to edit a video for my people. Tyler's putting his last 1x on. You guys can see he's got all the plumbing moved out of his face. And if I was to straight line this for you, you can see that white edge, which is a 1/2 inch off his face, so that the wall board is tucked right down in there, and everything will then be waterproofed and watertight. So next time Tyler's here, Reese, we're gonna put him on camera again because he'll be tiling the floor.
Do it.
We're not gonna tell everybody what we're putting on the walls. That's gonna be a surprise for him.
Surprise, surprise.
So I don't know when Tyler's coming back, but when he comes back, we'll video his tiling process on the floor, which is going to be performed with this black pebble tile here. And that is gonna look really good with the product I'm putting on the wall, isn't it, Tyler?
It's gonna look good.
All right, so you guys will just have to wait for the next step in this, and basically I've ordered the raw material that goes on the walls, and hopefully it's gonna be picked up Tuesday. So maybe by the end of the week, this shower will be done.
Hope so.
So now I get to blame other people for forgetting to turn the camera on. As you guys can see, the wallboard is now going up. Meet Gavin. Gavin is an employee of Tyler's, and these guys do great work. So you can see me checking in on Gavin, make sure he remembered the camera finally. So now you guys get to watch Gavin perform some work. Phew, I sure am glad he fixed that view. I was really worried that you guys were not going to get to see him putting the same floor tile in the niches. I don't know. You guys tell us what the heck you're really supposed to call those boxes, but that's what we call them, as niches. And essentially it's just to hold your soaps and shampoos and conditioners and everything so you don't have to put it on the floor. Well, I know a lot of this video has been and will continue to be time-lapse, but I wanted to give you guys an update. They got all of the pebble stones on the floor done. It blended exceptionally well over the ramp with very few high spots. There's really one, and it's because of this big rock right here is the only high spot. The rest of that flowed right over that ramp perfectly. Love it. They also got the rock in the niches, as I'm sure you could see on time lapse there. None of this has the grout in it, but everything is thin set in place. They still have to tape this seam, which you can see obviously. So the next steps will be grouting the pebble in the niches, and then Monday, Dad and Eric are going to go pick up the product that we're going to put on these walls. And just like I told you guys in the beginning of this video, I'm not going to tell you what that is. We're going to get all this done, and I'll video the process of installing the finish that goes on the front of this. Personally, I think it's going to look awesome. I think it's going to be cool, and it's going to be different. I mean, we already have a 4-foot wide, 7-foot deep walk-in shower with a standard head and a rain shower head. So it's already different. Oh, and 11-foot tall ceilings. But that's the update here on the tile work, And the next step I just told you about, the basement. They also got the floor down in there, but that's all they got done. They've actually got a cardboard template over it because they're getting ready to start the walls and they don't want to get their thin set on the floor. So that one isn't really worth looking at just yet, but whenever they get closer, we'll get you an update on that as well. Well, castle. The tile guys are learning the castle. They're working on the walls in the basement. Bathroom. The floor is down. And again, it's covered with cardboard because they're doing the wall tile now. But the problem they experienced when they tried to put the first row of tile on, which are these long pieces of tile here. This is the actual color. It's called whitewashed barnwood or something like that. I'll get that exact information for you guys one of these days, and actually it might be here. Nope, not listed on the box either. But as you can see, they are 6-inch wide, 35 inches long. The problem that they experienced was the cinder block stacked wall, which has been waterproof painted purple before, now waterproof painted blue. To ensure we've got waterproof, you can also see where they had to knock off a bunch of mortar boogers, if you will. But the problem they're experiencing is this wall is so inconsistent. When they tried to butter the back of the tile and the wall, it still had areas in which they're concerned that it's not going to adhere properly. So I have a thought process that I believe will work. They are in agreement. And what we're going to do is take a product called Durock, which is right here. You guys can see it. It's 3 foot wide, 4 foot long boards. We're going to cut that into a 12-inch strip. And then we're going to bring those 12-inch strips in here. We're going to butter the back side of the Durock, and we're going to stick the Durock onto the wall and Tapcon it in place. So essentially we're going to make this bathroom 1 inch smaller because the Durock is a 1/2 inch thick and it's got to go all the way around. So we're going to lose 1 inch of total space, and I don't see a problem with that. It's an awkward bathroom anyway because it's in the castle. But once they get this lined and Tapconned down, so now it's glued and screwed, so now we have a new structure, a new face that they can shim the backside of, they can plumb almost perfectly. Durock still isn't perfect, but they can get this much more plumb opposed to having a ledge. This one comes out, this one drops back, this one comes out, this one drops back, this corner is sticking out, or this corner is sucked in. They're going to create a much flatter, more plumb surface to adhere these tiles to. And we are all pretty confident that this is going to work exceptionally well. So that's the update. Gosh, you guys are dirty. I'm going to leave you with Gavin, who is doing the tile work today. Again, these guys prefer time-lapse over regular video because they don't want to talk on camera. They're not that comfortable on camera unless I'm here egging them on, getting them to be comfortable. And I'm not going to be here today. So you'll be with Gavin. He'll get you guys on time-lapse. Make sure you can see his process and what he's doing. And then during the time-lapse, if there's something that sticks out to me that I think is worth voicing over for you guys, I'll make sure that you have those notes as well. So that's your tile update, and you'll get to see Gavin doing it shortly. All right, so we'll start with a quick voiceover for you guys. This is the first strip of Durock. Gavin is buttering the wall and the Durock to make sure that the thin set, which is normally used to hold tile and or Durock and or Hardybacker to things, has a gap filler, if you will. He's got, you can see him putting the Tapcons in here with the same flat washers we used on the foam board up in the master bath, which is new construction, to ensure that the screws don't pull through the Durock, because to be bluntly honest, Durock is not fun to put screws through, as it does blow out quite easily. You put those washers on the back and it holds superior. It's just an amazing hold. So let you guys watch Gavin do his process here. All right, so here's a pretty good point that needs to be made, and sorry about the saw running in the background. John Boy is cutting some boards. Right up there, you see he's putting a short piece of durock that does not go all the way up to the ceiling. So what Gavin has done is ran his level across the durock he already had installed prior to putting that piece of tile on. And he's confirmed that the top course block leans in severely. It was actually a 1/2 inch. So the tile will span that and go all the way up to the ceiling by being thin set to the blue painted block. That's an interesting one to say. And also be thin set to the piece of dirt, short piece of durock that he hung there. All right, so Gavin got a little uncamera happy and decided to do a lot of the tile work without you guys. However, what he is doing now is he's adding the actual grout into the tiles. I am not for sure if he is going to give you guys a really good view when he's done with this or not. However, there are some videos coming up that has the tile update to show you guys the finished products, as everything looks really good. I love the offsets, I love the colors, and these guys did a really good job in a really odd area. This is not your typical new construction, obviously. It is actually a very difficult job to do. I'm sure you all noticed that he ended up turning his tile horizontally. There are reasons for that. A, I didn't want it to look like you were trapped inside of a barrel because it started to look like that. And B, there were some offsets that they still weren't comfortable with. However, when we turned the tile horizontally, it allowed us to get past the areas that had some offsets that did not make them happy. So everything came out really good. And as stated, he's throwing in his grout now, which is totally going to change the look of everything. Now you guys can see here, he's pulled the cardboard off of the pebbled floor, and he is adding the grout to the pebbled floor, which again, totally changes the look of this shower and really makes those blacks and browns and whites come together exceptionally well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn those notifications on.